What is up, guys? How are y'all doing tonight? Man, we got I think, going to be a pretty entertaining show for y'all. You
Dude,
got,
I've been looking forward to this like since we planned it.
oh my gosh, yeah. We're, yeah, again, some of y'all know this guy, Butcher Block and Patriot Talk. His link is in the description. So if y'all haven't subbed him up, sub him up. But we got I think it's going to be an interesting show. I think me and Butcher have talked, and me and him kind of figured out by coincidence we're two pretty big UFC fans. You
Yeah,
know,
until we didn't realize like we were both fans of it until we actually started talking about it.
and because of that, what's up, Karam? How you doing, brother? What is up, man? But yeah, we're two big UFC fans, and we're basically what we're going to run down is we are going to give our list of um
The top our
yeah
top 10 favorite fighters.
our top 10, you know our our top 10 fighters of all time. Now,
That we grew up watching, and yeah,
mhm,
like these are our 10 favorite fighters.
oh yeah, and so,
Now you
like,
said it perfectly how you determined like how you picked yours, and I kind of did the same thing.
mhm,
So what did you say? Well, how did you describe it?
basically, if these guys are fighting in a pay-per-view, am I going to buy the fight? That's basically what it is. Am I going to give Dana White my $75 to watch a pay per view just to watch these guys fight? And every guy on my list, I will pay $75 to watch these guys fight. Bottom line, in the story, you know, go
Yeah,
past
no,
go, pay
yeah.
two
If
hundred
you see any
dollars.
of
I
these
mean,
names, you're getting my money.
yes, exactly, 100%. There's no doubt you're getting our money.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Let's start off the part number 10 for us.
All right. So we'll go. You know how you know we. All right. So you go 10, I'll go 10, and then we'll just run them down back and forth.
Sounds good. My number 10 for me is Chuck Liddell, the Iceman. Chuck Liddell. Now, what I loved about him was just the pure just knockout power on top of just being a tough son of a gun.
Oh,
Like,
dude, he was tough as nails.
in again, kind of the Liddell and Tito deal really got guys into the sport. And again, I think if you talk about like uh, if you have like your Mount Rushmore, you
Of the
could say
UFC. Yeah.
Liddell's in the conversation
Mm-hmm.
of Mount Rushmore of the
One of
UFC.
the pioneer guys who basically built. You know, he built that. He was one of the like founding fathers to really get it into mainstream.
Oh yeah, 100%, man, 100%.
And I absolutely loved his style. That dude never moved backwards.
And I think, unfortunately, I think that's what hurt him too later on in his career was he just kept moving forward and he got knocked out a few times.
Yeah, yeah, yep. That steel jaw wasn't so steel anymore.
Yeah. You know what they say? What up, Goose? What's up, brother? How you doing today?
Goose in the house. What up, Goose?
What is good, brother?
Um, yeah, he was, dude. I don't think you could make a top 10 without having Chuck Liddell in it.
Yeah, I think I started when I caught Liddell was kind of towards the end of his career, like
Yeah,
in the mid 2000s, late 2000s.
yeah,
And so when he starting to get knocked out and started to slip a little bit, but still one of the greats of all time. And I would in his prime, I would pay $75 to watch him fight.
to watch him. Yep. Now we are gonna stick with the old school theme. My number 10, GSP, George St.
Ooh,
Pierre.
very nice.
once again, a lot of those old school guys, they just you there was no quit, always forward, always offense. Like just that dude was always on the offensive. And
Oh,
the energy level in which he fought was ridiculous.
I mean, his nickname says it all, Rush.
Yeah.
You know, just one of the greats of all time. I mean, he and I think he really helped, get the UFC in like those Canadian markets and really help expand the sport,
Outside of the
especially,
US.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
outside you have your Brazilians and those guys help expand down in South America. I think GSP really helped expand, especially like the French and I mean just the Canadian markets and all that. I think he
Yeah.
really helped the UFC get there. He's
And
one of the stars.
he was a big advocate for the fighters from Canada too.
hmm You know, again, we talk about all the time. Stars drive um, companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stars drive sports leagues. GSP was one of those guys the UFC could market, and the UFC could sell pay per views just because of George St. Pierre.
Yeah. And
Uh,
in his prime, once again, the reoccurring theme that I think we're gonna run into with a lot of these old school guys, they were just tough. Like the beatings, like the the fighting style is a lot more different now. Me and you talked about it. It's a lot more technical. It's a lot more like you have to be able to do jujitsu and and know how to wrestle to compete nowadays. Back when the sport was more, I don't want to say barbaric, but like when it was more backyard fighting than it, you know what I mean? It was
mhm.
more it was less technical than it is nowadays. You know what I mean?
And the thing I loved about George St. Pierre, he would always walk out in his gi.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know, he'd always have his gi on because, again, he respected the sport so much and understood the importance of that.
Yeah.
That he would come, and again, come out in his gi, get get ready by the cut band, and get ready to go.
Yeah.
Never really talked. That's what also liked about him. Just never ran his mouth. Wasn't a talker. Just got
E-
in the cage and fought.
even to hype a fight, he would never really talk a lot of trash, but like it was more like he would just let his fighting do the trash talking for him.
Yeah.
And even in the octagon, he was always quiet. He didn't, there wasn't a lot of showboating, when he would knock guys out. Like he would just literally just punch a guy out or choke a guy out and just walk away.
Business. It was a
Yeah.
bit. It was business.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
brother. Mine. Yep. All right, number 9, and this one's a little modern. Stipe Miocic.
Wow. You're bringing it all the way back to kind of current days.
Oh yeah. Stipe. Again, we talk about how not very good the heavyweight division is right now in the
Yeah.
UFC.
Yep.
To me, Stipe and Daniel Cormier are basically,
Carrying that division.
And Francis Ngannou are basically putting the heavyweight division on their backs and carrying that division.
Yeah.
But again, Stipe, and we've kind of talked about too, kind of that working class fighter. You
Mm-hmm.
know, really doesn't talk very much. Punches his punches the time clock, goes to work, clocks out, goes back home.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean,
Just that
just,
the blue collar dude.
I get guy from Cleveland. You know, he's a firefighter. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just all these things that kind of list off. And again, to me, in just how many times he's defended that heavyweight belt, he's probably one of the greatest heavyweights of all time in the UFC.
And you notice every time he's asked to fight, it's never an argument. It's never.
Yeah, again, it's that blue collar,
Yeah.
that work ethic.
Yeah, it's never an argument with him. You want me to fight who? Sure, I'll fight anybody.
And I cannot wait for Cormier Stipe 3 in about, what was it, like a month from now?
I think month or month and a half, something like that. Yeah.
UFC 252.
You know they're
It's
gonna, dude. You know they're gonna beat the ever living
oh my
just hell out of
gosh.
each other.
Cormier knocked him, or I think he knocked him out. Did he knock Stipe
Yes.
out the first time?
Mm-hmm.
The second time, Cormier was winning the fight that second time, and Stipe caught him,
Stipe knew it though. He knew he had to knock him out. He knew he had to.
and he caught Cormier. And I mean, that fight's gonna be awesome.
That's the when Stipe caught him, you could see the knees just go. He was done.
Mm-hmm.
He was done.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? When you catch somebody
Oh yeah.
right and the knees just give
The
out
knees
on him,
just-
they're like, "Yep, nope, yeah,
Yeah. The knees turn to jello, and they done.
yeah."
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing, dude. Stipe hits hard. He
Yeah.
hits hard.
And he can wrestle. And he can wrestle. On
Yeah.
top of that,
Yeah. Dude, I see. I'll be the first to admit I underestimated him. I didn't think he was as good as he like, and I've gone back and kind of rewatched some stuff. Dude, he's impressive.
oh dude, he is like, again, we're talking about a guy who, one of his big knockouts was Junior Dos Santos.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you won the heavyweight title, was beating Junior Dos Santos. Well, Junior's again I think one of the better heavyweights the UFC has had in a long time.
Yeah. Definitely not like an easy out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, dude. I think it's you, right?
Yep, number 9 for me, the Huntington Beach bad boy himself, Tito Ortiz. I had to put him on the list because the battles between him and Liddell back in the day were like they were those Clash of the Titans, matches that you wanted to watch. Just two dudes who just couldn't stand each other, and that you lock them in a cage. Like, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the 30 for 30, Tito and Chuck.
It was
Liddell
awesome.
Oh my god, I didn't realize how much they did not like each other.
Dude, they legitimately hated one another for like 3 years.
And
could not stand each other.
But you could argue this too, because of that feud that helped get the UFC over that hump of not being, ESPN, the boxing guys always call it human chicken fighting. And that feud really got eyeballs on the TVs to watch sport.
But like, it was that genuine hate for one another that did it. You know what I mean? Like they really, for like 3 years, if you watch the documentary, they hated each other.
Oh yeah,
like there's a mutual respect there now between the two, because they realize like they pioneered the sport and made it like what it is today, and they have like a mutual respect for one another. But like when they were in their primes back in the heyday of, in the early days of UFC and in their heydays, dude, they hated one another. It was bad. Like there was legitimate hate for and the best part about it was Chuck's style and Tito's were very different. Tito was the speed. He was the quickness and the agility, and Chuck Liddell was just a sledgehammer.
Oh yeah.
So seeing like the contrast of styles, because Tito was much faster than Chuck. He was back, and you watch just but Chuck held it. You could tell Ortiz had to respect. He had to respect Chuck, because if he got caught, he was done.
Oh yeah,
he was done.
And it was just one of those guys who, Mount Rushmore. I know you only got 4 Mount Rushmore, but I mean, his name is in
I think you
discussion.
have to have Liddell and Tito on there. I think
as a combo deal.
Yeah, like I would like. They're right. Those
you can't have
fights,
one. You can't have one without
fights
the other.
That they had were just epic.
Yeah, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. I get you on that one. I understand that one.
But that rivalry, like we were talking, that rivalry built that sport.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And it's just again the sport just kept going and going.
Because everybody was like, dude, you got to watch these two dudes hate each other. You have to watch this. They're just in there beating the ever living snot out of one another.
Oh yeah, like yeah, and it's again it helped grow the sport
Yeah.
a ton.
Yeah.
All right, man. Number 8.
I think I'm going to surprise you with this one. Go
I
for it.
may surprise you on this one too. Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Oh, I forgot about him. I
Quentin
forgot about him.
Rampage Jackson. One of my
Rampage Jackson,
favorite
yes.
old school light heavyweights of all time. One
Yeah.
of my favorites. And him and Rashad Evans had a rivalry for about a year and a half.
Yep.
That
Yep.
like they were on the Ultimate Fighter together, and they hated each other.
It was the same, dude. It was the same level hate that the Liddell Tito, that Chuck and
Yes,
Tito were on. Yeah.
yes, and it was like they hated each other. And Rashad Evans,
Well, you want to know why? Because Rampage Jackson never gave Evans the respect he like.
yeah,
Like Rampage put him a notch below him all the time.
yeah,
That's why there was that hatred there.
oh yeah, Rampage always walked out with the chains, like a literal chain
Yeah.
around his neck.
Yep.
Like a inch
I always thought that was
inch
badass
length
too, like that big heavy set like anchor
Mhm.
chain. Yeah.
anchor chain, and he always like howled like a dog before he walked in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Rampage in his prime, you talk about a knockout artist,
Yep.
and just was
Yep.
able to just finish guys. And again, my favorite moments with him was when him and Rashad Evans were having their beef.
Yeah.
To me, that was the like, and that's kind of when I started really watching UFC.
Yeah.
Was that Ultimate Fighter when Rampage and Rashad were the coaches? Yeah, when they were the coaches, and I think that was the heavyweights. So you had like Kimbo Slice, Brendan Schaub,
Yeah.
Big Country Roy Nelson was on that season. You
that's
had
right. They did have Nelson in there.
Mhm.
Was in that
I
mix.
was going to put him on this list. Like
Were you really?
yeah, I love Big Country. He's looking at him,
Dude,
he's a
I love
out-of-weight
the
fat
heavyweight
guy.
division's one of my favorite divisions in UFC.
Mhm. He's an out-of-weight fat guy that looks like he cannot move and fight. And I mean, he was he did he become? I can't remember. I know he fought for it. He
fought like twice for the belt. Like he
Mhm.
was given 2 or 3 shots at it.
Yeah, I think he got beat by Cain Velasquez was one of them,
Yep.
and I can't remember the other one.
Oh my God, what's the other guy there?
Was it Junior?
I think it was Del.
Junior Dos Santos?
Dos Santos. I think Dos Santos knocked him out. Yeah.
I can't remember. I just know like that season was really when I got into the sport.
Yeah. I think Dos Santos knocked him out. I think so.
Oh yeah. You're 8.
But once again, though, he's another one that he'll get in the he'll get in the octagon, and you don't expect much out of him, and he surprise you.
Oh yeah. Yes, 100%. 100%.
And he moved surprisingly well for a dude his size.
Who was that?
He was surprisingly agile for a guy his size.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. So your number 8. What's your number 8, Bobby? That you're gonna surprise me with,
Coach.
I did. This makes for great content right here.
You're all right. So we're going number 8, right?
Yeah. What I need to do here, Bobby? Yeah. Yeah, let's go number 8.
Number 8. Frank Mir.
Ooh.
There was a 2-year period where Frank Mir was a legitimate badass. Yeah, there was a 2-year period in Frank Mir's career where he was he was it. He was the guy. They unfortunately it was kind of a fast decline for him, but unfortunately, I mean, back in back in his heyday, he was good. He was another one of those knockout artists. Was Frank Mir. What's up, Water King? What's going on, man? We are waiting on the coach to come back. He should be back any second. He should be back any second now. He just had to reset. He froze up. But we are counting down the there he is.
God, freaking hamsters! I had to shock them. Sorry about that.
Put that little zzz, right?
Yeah, had to hit him, get him some food.
Get him some food and
they fell asleep on me.
Stick him with the stun gun.
Yeah, so Frank Mir, dude.
I was just saying, like
mm-hmm.
there was a 2-year period where Frank Mir was a legitimate badass. Like that dude, he was the dude.
Oh, he owned the heavyweight division for those 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just owned the heavyweight division. Frank Mir was.
I saw him kick some dude in the head, and I legitimately thought that he was gonna like separate dude's head from his body.
Well, you remember the first fight? What's up, Water King? What's up, brother? How you doing? You remember the first fight with Brock? Like he owned Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, dude. And it wasn't even a freaking. It wasn't even a. It was like, no, Lesnar didn't stand a chance.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, just Frank Mir again from about 2000. What? 8
it was
10.
It was mid 2000 to like.
Oh,
I want to say the beginning.
09 maybe.
It was no. It was it. What it was. I want to say there was. Yeah, there was a 2-year period. What was it? 06, right? I think
that's right.
Yeah, 2006. I want to say, right? I think it was midway through 2006, and then like right at the beginning of 2009 was kind of his decline.
Yeah.
But like for that like year and a half, dude, he was knocking people. He was sitting people down.
That's when he fought Brock for the second time, and Brock just owned him.
Lesnar took him apart the second time.
UFC's going good, man. They're still in Dubai, still at Fight Island, and I think they have an event this weekend.
They have a fight night coming up this weekend, I think.
Well, they had one on Wednesday. I missed that one, but they
is it Saturday or?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Right? Saturday night, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday night, fight night.
Dude, I hope they continue this. This shit. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, why not? It's been working. People, I mean, me and Bobby talked about this last night, guys. When we were playing Call of Duty. The UFC had 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. I'll say that one more time. 1.3 million. And at $75 a pop, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money they made.
$1 million.
Oh my! I mean, Dana White's probably have a pool of dollar bills and just swimming in it right now.
Dude, these sports leagues in the U.S. need to call him up and be like, so how do we do this?
Well, here's how. You test, and test some more, and you can't screw up on the testing. Baseball, talking to you.
But you,
I'm not.
Yeah, MLB.
I'm not going to derail
you, idiots.
I'm not going to derail the conversation, but baseball, looking at you.
All right. So
my number 7.
Down to number 7.
Yeah, my number 7.
Go for it, Coach.
Georges St. Pierre.
GSP.
Is my number 7 again.
I don't think you can make a top 10 without putting that dude in there.
And again, one of the greatest welterweights of all time. One of the greatest welterweights of all time.
I might want to say, pound for pound in the welterweight division, he's probably top 2 when it comes to
Yeah.
being able to strike and hit hard. Dude, he hits like he weighs 40 pounds heavier than he is.
You know, I hate the way he kind of went out. You know,
It was
just
such a bad,
just
way
just
to go out.
did not just like Dana. I remember Dana was ticked off.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he hated it too.
He won the belt and then retired.
Yeah.
And he's like, you owe it to that kid for a rematch. You owe it to the sport. You owe it to the fans.
To fight, to just give him one more, man. Give him one more.
Yes, Dana was mad. I remember that. And did you see this week Usman called out Georges St. Pierre?
Wait, did he? What did he say?
I just called him out, just like let's go. Because I think,
dude, I would.
Because I think Usman
I'd buy that
wants
fight.
that.
I'd buy that fight.
Oh yeah, I think Usman wants that greatest welterweight of all time title. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, to be the man, you got to beat the man, and GSP was the man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, Bobby, you're number 7.
My number 7. We are going back to the heavyweight division, and my number 7 is Brock Lesnar. I love me some big dudes who fight.
What?
My number 7's Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar. That's why. If you've ever seen Brock Lesnar in his heyday and in his element fighting, that dude was a bad dude. He was a bad dude in the octagon in his prime. He was that dude would hit you and you'd be done.
Oh yeah, he I don't know what to say. I mean, again, he is one of my favorites. He is on my list. I'm just gonna say that he is on my list, and again, one of my favorites of all time. You know, he really
caller dude too. Get in the ring, do business, go home.
Yeah, and you know, you talk about his WWE career. I mean, he brought a lot of fans over from WWE to watch, and a lot of them became UFC fans because of Lesnar. Again, a star driving a division.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it was. He was a star driving the heavyweight division for about 3 years.
Yeah.
And he was the most dominant fighter in 3 years.
Not only driving the division, he was mowing through people.
Oh my gosh. Now, people forget, you know, he was a Division I national championship wrestler.
Yeah.
Dude could wrestle. And he was, you know, he had a stint with the Minnesota Vikings for a little bit, didn't he?
I think a year.
I mean, think about it. Former Division I wrestler, former NFL football player, athlete. He just had to figure out how to defend takedowns.
The shape that dude was in his prime was ridiculous.
Well, you think about too, the weight limit for heavyweights 265, you know. So he would cut to 265, but he would probably be closer to like 290, 280.
Oh, 280,
when he
285
fought.
Easy.
When he fought. Easy. When he fought, he was about 280, 285 when he fought. So think about that. You got a 285 guy that moves like he did in front of you. And like what I loved about Lesnar was he did not care who you were. He didn't care. He spoke his mind, and if he didn't like it, who cares?
Too bad.
Too bad. If you don't like me, I don't care. I'm gonna get paid anyway. So, all right, brother. That was golly.
And once again, though, he helped revolutionize the heavyweight division. Revolutionize.
He made the heavyweight division relevant.
Yeah.
Which in any fighting promotion, you gotta have a great heavyweight division.
He showed that there are dudes out there that big that can actually do this technically
Hmm.
and not just be brawlers. They could actually be wrestlers and athletes.
Yeah. Oh, mine, dude. My number 6, Junior Dos Santos.
I knew you would put him on there
Junior Dos
at
Santos.
some point.
Not a big Cain Velasquez guy, and I became a bigger Junior Dos Santos fan when he knocked out Cain Velasquez.
Dude, he didn't just knock him out, he put him to sleep too.
Hit him in the temple, and he just boom.
He went night night before he hit the ground.
Yes, but again, Junior was one of those guys. Like again, he fought like it. If and Rich kind of said in him and OGR stream, if Dana White had like a what was it called between light heavyweight and heavyweight that division between there, that's where like Junior Dos Santos would live. That's where Chuck Liddell would have lived. That's probably where Rampage would have lived. You know, in that division. And like Junior Dos Santos was fast, hit hard, great jiu-jitsu. I mean, just one of my favorites. Again, didn't talk very much. And if you notice, there's so far with me, minus probably Rampage so far, there's a theme.
Yeah,
of
quiet guys who do what they got to do and just go home.
Not talking very much. Just do your job. Do what
until you get to Connor at number 1, you schmuck.
He's not number 1.
But I know he's on the list, and he can't keep his mouth shut.
He is on the list. I will say that Conor McGregor is on my list.
I sometimes the swag is too much, but not having swag is like well, I do like the little bit of gamesmanship. I do like it.
You got to be able to promote a fight. That's the thing too.
Yeah.
If you got a guy who is not a UFC fan, not an MMA fan, and he's watching ESPN and they see a trailer for the fight, and you see this guy just jawing, like, huh, okay, I may watch this guy. Or you see two guys that just stand there and just do their business. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not very entertaining unless you know the guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so there's a place for those guys. Again, Rampage Jackson was great at running his mouth and promoting fights.
Mm-hmm.
Rashad Evans, great at running his mouth, promoting fights. Tito Ortiz, great at running his mouth,
and promote the
promoting fights. You know,
where Chuck Liddell was the exact opposite, said nothing. Tito did all this.
What is good, Coach? How you doing, brother?
Coach, if I could flip you off, I would.
I appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you so much.
No, not you, Coach. The other.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for not flipping him off.
I'll just do it off. Just imagine it off camera. How's that? Insert middle finger emoji.
All right, dude. You're number 6.
My number 6, Fedor Emelianenko.
Ooh, dude. Fedor, he was the dude. You talk about a guy who just had stones in his hands.
Stones in his hands and a granite jaw. Like just an iron jaw. That dude could absolutely take a freaking beating.
Throw it up there.
Coach might have to catch that train to Bandland on my next stream.
I can do that real quick.
Bye, Coach.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You're not me. I don't know if you're as mean as I am.
Well, he's part of Wrench Gang now. He's on the Wrench Gang.
I tell you what he could wrench, but this is a family channel.
Wait till you get yours. Yeah, Fedor was. I mean,
once again, dude, not the greatest and most technical, an absolute blast to watch because he was a madman. He was he would fight guys and literally just drop his gloves and let them punch him in the face 3 times, and then come back and look at him and just be like, "That's all you got," and then go right like he was like just the attitude, that
Mhm.
just those Eastern European fighters are just they're
Yeah,
insane.
they're built different. They're
Yeah,
built a little
they're a
bit different.
special breed of toughness.
Yeah, I mean and again, unfortunately, him and Dana White could not see
Eye
eye
to
to
eye.
eye.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I really do believe he could have been a UFC champion if he would have stayed in the promotion. But again, him and Dana White just could not see eye to eye. And when he finally came back to the UFC, he was like a shell of himself. He wasn't the same Fedor.
No, no. Well, it's like it's almost like Dana. It's almost like Dana. I don't want to say bent the knee, but begged him come because he knew he was a draw. He was one of those international fighters that could draw.
Yeah,
Like the relationship was cracked before he got back.
yeah, exactly. And again, like he got a few fights against some up and comer guys, but those young guys, he wasn't again. He wasn't the same Fedor. His prime was when he was fighting with Pride, when he was just a dude.
I don't think I've ever like if we were ever gonna do a list of like top 10 like toughest guys in MMA, he'd be top 5 easy.
Oh, 100%. What's up, depressed?
That dude, like he went through some freaking wars and like just battles with people and like it just dude, he could get hit 3 or 4 times in the face and it just didn't. The guy just never got phased. It was the toughness on him was insane.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. What's up,
And
depressed Steelers?
you gotta respect that. You know what I mean? You have to, like like you gotta respect that level of like you get whacked, you get whacked or clocked, and he's just like that's all you got, man. Bring it on. Like I respect that.
Oh yeah. What's up, depressed Steelers fan? How you doing, brother? Thank you
What's
for
up,
stopping
Steelers
by.
fan?
Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. So we're at number 5 now. You want to run back down through our list for those guys who weren't here at the beginning of it?
Okay, so yeah, we'll just go back and forth. So your number 10, so this is from 10 to 5, guys, that we've went through already. So, Coach, go ahead with your 10.
My number 10 was Chuck Liddell. Again, just a dude, man.
Yep, absolutely. My number 10 was George St. Pierre, GSP.
Oh yeah. My number 9 fighter, my favorite fighter of all time was Stipe Miocic.
My number 9 was, we are sticking with old school, and I went with Tito Ortiz.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good one. Number 8 for me was Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Number 8 was Frank Mir for me.
I'm sorry. 7 for me was GSP, George St. Pierre.
7 for me was Brock Lesnar.
And 6 for me was Junior Dos Santos.
And number 6 for the Butcher was Fedor Emelianenko.
Steeler, dude, we were talking about that a ton when we were talking about the Chuck Liddell and the Tito Ortiz.
Dude, that's what probably solidified my MMA fanhood. That rivalry. How good those fights were when they went at it, like that pretty much solidified me as being like, yeah, I'm gonna continue to watch this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. We should. Oh yeah. To press Steeler, we should have got the Khabib GSP fight.
Yep. Fact.
I agree. 100%.
I'm with you on that one too.
Oh yeah, man. Number 5 for
But here
me.
we go. So here we are closing in top 5 now of our favorite fighters.
Y'all need to work this out. I'm just saying, my channel's not where y'all need to y'all's problems.
Watch what happens next time we go live, Coach. Watch what happens.
All right.
Never mind a hammer, Coach. I'm gonna bring me 2 10-pound sledgehammers.
Yeah. All right.
Never mind a little rock hammer. I'm gonna bring 2 10-pound sledges. We'll handle you just fine.
Oh man, my number 5, and I know this is kind of cheating. I'll give you my 5, then I give you like my 5B.
So yeah, so you have a tie at number 5?
Yeah, because
all right, go ahead. I got a couple ties in there too.
All right, 5 for me is Anderson Silva. Again, you talk about a dude just entertaining to watch. Just, I mean, hands down, and just being able just to flow with a fight, you know, and that little showmanship, you know, the entertainment factor. I mean, he was just a dude who knew how to. He didn't talk very much, but in the cage, I mean, he hands down, he's asking people, "Come on, punch me, punch me, punch me." And
it was a challenge.
I think really, like, when he was in his prime, I think it got boring for him. You know, having his hands up. I know that's kind of how he fought, but I mean, hands on his side and just asking him, "Let's go, punch me," until Chris Weidman caught him.
I remember that.
Until Chris Weidman caught him.
Caught him. That's an understatement. Caught him is an understatement, man. That dude went to sleep.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. So Anderson Silva, again, one of my favorites. And again, Mount Rushmore, he has to be in the conversation.
You know what always surprised me with Silva? How fast he was.
Yes,
for his size. That dude was ridiculous. He moved like a featherweight.
Well, even when he moved up to light heavyweight,
yeah, he was still that quick.
He really didn't lose very much.
No, that dude was one of the fastest light heavyweights I've ever seen run around a cage.
And think about this. And I know he's your boy, Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya is a big dude.
Silva is like. He's like a turbocharged version of Izzy.
Yes, and I mean, you know, what's Izzy like? 6'2",
6'3", I think.
6'3". Silva's
6'2",
what?
Yeah, 6'2" or 6'3". He's right. Yeah,
Silva was what, like 6'2", 6'1"?
I think Silva was 6'2". I think.
I mean, again, a big dude, and just fast as hell.
He put that extra 15 pounds of muscle on, and it was like he was still moving around like he was the same weight.
Yeah, and those light heavyweights couldn't really touch him.
The flying flying knee from Anderson Silva that dude was a sniper with that knee.
Oh, how about just hands down in his hips, and he just pops them with. Just like a jab, but he knew how to catch people.
The head kick, the head kick.
No,
I'm
talking about his hands.
Like I thought you were talking about how he used to just kick people in the head out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that too. But I'm talking about, like, he has his hand to the side, and he just had his hands in, and he would just throw a left or a right, and just he would hit where he needed to hit, and just knock people out.
The thing that with him was like dude, he was how many people did he catch with that flying knee? Like,
a ton.
He was a sniper with it. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody, one, be more accurate than him with a flying knee, and two, just catch people with it like perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Coach, thank you, man. This is probably my new favorite hat. I appreciate that. You know, gotta respect the old Derek. Oh, and my 5.
So depressed Steeler fan is he 6'4"? He looked it up. 6'4".
He's both of them are big. Again, I think that's why though both those guys. I know Izzy hasn't yet.
Izzy seems like he's a little lighter than Silva was though.
Yeah, I think he's probably on the lower end of the middleweight.
I think he's about 10. I think he's about 10 pounds lighter than Silva was. 10.
But I really think, I mean, Izzy's body probably could handle going up to 205.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
he's got more. He could put more muscle on. Absolutely.
I think so. To me, because, and I'm with you, Silver muscle, but, if you watch some of his later fights when he's at 205, he
Yeah.
looked fat.
Yeah.
Like he had a little bit of a gut to him. I mean, just
Yeah.
not out of shape, but just you could tell there was a little more fat
Extra
on
weight there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little more extra weight on his body than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
My 5B, sorry,
Go for it.
Peter Yan.
A new guy coming into the mix, huh?
I'm a fan. We've talked about in our recap stream. A Star is Born. The few fights I've watched of him, I will pay $75 to watch Peter Yan fight again.
Dude, that was impressive what he did. That was impressive.
Welcome to the UFC, Peter Yan.
Yeah.
Just welcome to the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and again, the moment's not too big for him. It's what I love about him.
He embraced it. He absolutely embraced it.
Yes, and just being able to just be in the moment and just take care of business against, again, one of the greats of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so my number 5, right?
Yes, sir.
Chuck Liddell, the Iceman.
Oh, nice. I'm at 10. You got him at 5.
Once again, the rivalry, that Tito and Chuck rivalry was just epic. Those 3 fights that they had were just epic.
Yeah, and just again, being able to just be in the moment. And again, you're a little older than me, and you probably remember a lot of the Chuck, like Pride and lot of the Pride into UFC. See, I remember Chuck like late UFC, like I'm talking like 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Jan does have a great future. Yes. Fact.
Oh, yeah, dude. In that bantamweight division is loaded. I want to see Sugar Sean O'Malley and Peter Yan eventually.
The last fight with Chuck with Tito was kind of running around and not much fighting. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But the first 2 were them dudes absolutely beating the snot out of one another because they couldn't stand looking at each other.
I mean, yeah, awesome.
And like I said, quiet dude, but you woke the freaking dragon when you shut the cage door. That dude was, he flipped a switch when the cage was shut and that bell rang.
I'll say this: the only bad thing I will say about Chuck Liddell, he brought the Mohawk into the UFC. He brought
that was the bat like that. He was the dude for that.
The horrible haircut into the U and made that god awful haircut popular again.
Yeah, but he was whooping dudes with it though.
No doubt. There's no doubt about that, man. My number 4, and this may surprise you right here.
Go for it. What you got?
Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
Really? Now, why?
I mean, you talk about he's
another blue collar dude.
And you always hear this in like during jobs. He's a company man. That means he'll do anything for the company. Cowboy Cerrone is a company guy. There's a reason he has 35 fights in his career, because if on short notice, usually Dana is going to call Cowboy and say, "Hey, this guy dropped out. Can you fight?" Yeah, I got you. I'll be there in a week.
You could tell he just loved to fight.
Yes. Again, blue collar, tough as nails, just doesn't talk very much.
And he didn't really have like a long stint with the UFC either.
He's still there, man.
No, but I mean like prime fight. What you know? What I'm talking about
Well,
like prime,
well, a lot
like
of his
prime
stuff.
prime draw. Prime. I mean when
Yeah,
I say that, I
yeah,
know he's still there, but like I mean his prime draw. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's what
Hit
I'm.
his a lot of his fights got buried in really big cards. I think.
Yeah.
He would be the co-main event, or he would
Hmm.
be the third to last fight, or he would be in the pay-per-view, but like the first fight in the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. Again, I think that's part of it is just because he's such a company guy. The
He
UFC,
just
and
loved to fight. He just loved the
yeah,
cage.
yeah, and again, that's why I loved him, and that's why I enjoyed watching him, just because he worked his butt off. He he was fun to watch. I mean, his style just, I mean, his jujitsu, his wrestling, just a little bit of everything was good. He kind of got a really bad rap after the Connor fight.
Yeah.
From
People gave him
the
a lot of hell for that.
which was no Stephen A. drove that narrative, but we'll talk about that. We won't talk
But you
about
know what
that
I mean.
crap.
People
Yeah,
he caught a lot. He caught a lot of flack for that.
yeah. Well, crap. I mean, but again, he one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
Just that blue collar work ethic, company guy, do anything for the company.
Yep. All right. My number 4, John Jones.
He's on my list too.
My number 4, John Jones. Once again, just a diff like a beast. Just a the guy. He was more in the day where the heavyweights weren't really they were more just glorified boxer slash brawlers. But once again, a big name because he was a knockout artist.
And a genetic freak, 6'4", 6'5", with a
He could have played linebacker.
he could have played power forward in the NBA. You know, and again, his two brothers played in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So he has just a genetic freak.
You have to see I think you can't leave him off of a list of top 10 or top 15 because the dude a lot of these big guys, before they started getting technical, the heavyweights and light heavyweights, if you were successful, you were a knockout artist,
Mm-hmm.
that
His
kind of
his elbows,
yep.
being able but again, his long wingspan, he was able to get inside and hit you with those elbows and hit you with those knees.
Yeah, the knees are what the knees from him are what I remember him putting people like him kneeing people in the ribs and they just giving up because he's just they're just taking a beating.
And depressed Steelers fan, I agree with you. Him and Daniel Cormier's rivalry for about a 5-year stint was awesome. One of my because they hated each other.
Yeah,
Like
but that's what makes
legitimately,
good fights.
legitimately hated each other.
Mm-hmm. If and me and you, Coach, talked about this too. If Jones would ever have been able to screw his head on straight,
Yeah.
dude, he would have been Brock Lesnar level successful.
I could argue this. He's still successful. He's still probably pound for pound the greatest fighter in UFC
No, but
history.
I mean draw. Like the guy would be able to if he ever was had his head on right, like Dana, dude. You think of the cards that he could put together with hit at the time in which the guys that were with him in their heyday, dude, those cards would have been epic. But he couldn't rely on them. He couldn't depend on them to be there.
Yeah, he either got DWI or PED busted or something. Something happened. It seemed like where he was always in the middle of something he wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But that's why Dana. I truly believe that's why Dana didn't put him in a lot of high level fights because he couldn't depend on him.
But again, one of the greatest. He is the greatest light heavyweight of all time.
Dude, pound for pound, yeah, No contest.
And I think he has the most light heavyweight title defenses of all time. I mean,
you want to talk about a dude tough as nails. He was tough as nails.
But we think of John Jones as an old fighter. I think he's only like in his early 30s.
Yeah.
But again, he was the youngest champion of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just one of my he's on my list. He is higher than.
And you
4.
want to talk about entertaining to watch and just fun to watch fight, dude? Yeah. If you want to watch a fun and entertain if you want to watch a fight and just like have your jaw hit the floor when somebody gets knocked when Jones connects with people, you like go and watch some of his highlight reels, dude. They're insane.
Oh my gosh, depressed Steel fan. I bet we do because I hope we do. He still has a light heavyweight title. He still has. He's still the light heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the whole thing is kind of like Jorge was just the money right now, the money deal. John Jones still owes like a handful of fights left on that deal, the original deal he signed. Well, he wants more money now.
Depressed Steeler fan, yes, it was. It was freaking awesome. John Jones versus Reyes.
Oh, I liked John Jones and Smith.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one too.
And John Jones and what was his freaking name? Holy crap! I'm losing. Alexander Gustafsson. Because Alexander Gustafsson, he's from Sweden. That tall
he's the dude with
Swedish.
he's the dude with the
He's not the stingray on his back.
Oh, who's that? Who the hell? Who's that then? Who's that?
He fought a few events ago. What's up, Sports Reaction? What's up, brother? What's going on,
who I'm talking
Rich?
about, though, right? The guy with the tattoo on his back, right?
Yes. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. But
I'll give you jabronis. I'll give you a rock bottom. How about that?
Hey,
I'll
Rich,
drop a stone cold stunner
Rich,
on you there, TSR.
Hey, Rich, listen, TSR. He's a Red Sox fan. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's all right. You're my boy, Bobby. Just remember that.
Somebody check Coach for cheating.
Really? Why we bringing up old stuff now? All right, my number 3.
Go for
Brock Lesnar.
3, huh? I do like me some Brock Lesnar. Not gonna lie.
We've already talked about it, man. We've already talked about it. All the stuff he just and for me growing up, he was the face of the heavyweight division, and
he was the dude.
He cared. I mean, he said that heavyweight division, get on my back, and I'm going to carry us until, basically Cain Velasquez. Cain was the guy that really ended Brock's career in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's coming back July 25th. Thank you for that
Nice.
one, Depress. I'm excited about that one. But yeah,
we'll
Brock
have to keep an eye out for fight news for him then.
Yes. Yeah. So, Brock is my number 3.
Just because of what he put the heavyweight division, and he for like a solid year and a half, dude. He carried that company.
And you could argue that he really got the UFC over the hump on some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He really got it over the hump on just popularity and people eyeballs on TVs.
You know what I think people thought for a long time with the UFC, that it wasn't legit until you actually watch a fight and you're like holy crap, dude! Like they're actually
it's human
actually
chicken.
Punching it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think for a long time before Lesnar got there, people were questioning the legitimacy of it.
Which is weird.
When Lesnar started knocking people out left and right, then they're like, oh, this is that, like, he's actually knocking people out.
Yeah, which is weird going from a pro wrestler to a UFC fighter.
But you know what I mean? It's like I think that was a big part of why it wasn't so popular
Mhm.
until you had those guys like Chuck Liddell, like Brock, in that 6 year span there, like legitimately like put it on the map.
Randy Couture,
Yeah.
Shane Carwin. I mean, I could list a lot of those heavyweights, man. Yeah,
You know what,
depressed.
but you know what I mean? Like they helped legitimize the UFC.
Depressed Steeler fan. We talked about that too. Brock and Mir. Frank and Mir thought Brock was a joke, and I love the second fight. I'm a Brock Lesnar guy.
Oh, here we go. So
Oh, Matt Hughes, Chuck Liddell, Don Fritz, Chris Layden,
so
Frankie Edgar. Okay, see,
that's a good pick. GSP, Matt Hughes, Brock Lesnar, Chuck Liddell, Fry. Oh, I forgot about Fry.
yeah, I was a little too young on Fry. Sorry on that one. I wouldn't start following. I think till he retired. Chris Lieben. Oh, Chris Lieben. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, see, I remember Matt Hughes. I do remember.
I forgot
Matt
about Hughes. I completely forgot about Hughes.
I remember Matt Hughes. Frankie Edgar is still a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree on that, dude. Don Fry. I don't remember Fry. Did he fight like early? Was he kind of one of the real early guys?
I think so. Yes.
See, again, I guess when I started following the sport, he was out already. He already retired. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That Edgar's fighting again.
So he said Don Fry was was in Godzilla final years. Final Wars.
Oh.
He was? I'll have to go back and look at that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about, Rich. I'm sorry.
All right, so are we moving on to the three?
Yeah.
Number three?
Yeah.
All right, so my number three is a tie. I had Anderson Silva / Lyoto Machida.
The Dragon. I like
Dragon.
it.
Yep.
I like it.
Dude, the way that he could the 1,000 different ways that he could lock you in a submission was what made him so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And he was just so fast.
You started watching UFC 1. I started watching like UFC 80. 80, somewhere there. Like I remember UFC 100.
Man, Rich, you old, bro.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
You're still
Really? Really?
UFC 1?
That's like that's like the pot calling the kettle black on that one.
Sorry, Rich.
I got you, Rich. Don't worry.
You're still my boy.
I got you, Rich.
No, I think the first UFC event I ever watched was like UFC 20, maybe 25.
Mm-hmm. See, yeah. I mean, did you Chael? Chael. Now, I like Chael Sonnen now, like as a commentator and as like a personality, more than I did as a fighter. But he was a dude. I enjoyed watching him get knocked out. That's for sure.
So my three: Anderson Silva and Lyoto. Both, dude, like.
Oh,
Lyoto
93?
Machida was a small. I know, like a lot of these guys on my list are like bantamweight heavy. You know what I mean?
Rich, I was 2 when UFC 1 came out. I was 2 years old. 1993. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Had to make fun of Rich right there. Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of these older guys. All right. We're on 2. Bobby, is that right?
Yes. Number 2. You know who I already told you. I gave you a little spoiler of who my number 2 was. Go ahead. I knew it. I knew it.
The notorious one, Conor McGregor. Oh, I love me some Conor.
Dude,
I
screw
love
that guy.
me some. I love me some Conor McGregor.
Oh, I
One,
love to hate Conor McGregor.
oh my gosh, dude. Again, oh, just his ability to promote a fight, his ability to just piss people off and play that mental game. Like the guy above your your left shoulder,
Yeah.
Aldo. Yeah, there's a reason Aldo got knocked out in like 15 seconds
Mm-hmm.
because Connor got in his head before
Big
the
time.
fight
Big
started
time.
and
You could tell he was so
capitalized.
mad that he couldn't even concentrate.
Yes, and that's all Connor. But what I love Connor is he's just entertaining. He is so entertaining. He can promote a fight. I mean, crap. He spent a year promoting Floyd Mayweather McGregor and made a lot of money. Right, and I know people love to hate him, and I know a lot of people that were like when the Eagle just um
That was the greatest thing ever when the Eagle knocked his ass out. I love
yeah,
that.
then caused that
Every
big
second of it. Bye, Connor. Good
then
night.
then
Go
then
night
cause
night.
then cause that big brawl, and now the UFC has to have extra security
Mm-hmm.
at each event now because of that. But Connor, again, one of the best trash talkers of all time, one of the greatest featherweights of all time.
I will say this sometimes you get fighters that talk a lot of talk and they can't back it up. Connor can fight. He
His
can fight.
his left hand was deadly. That left of his. The only thing I did not like about Connor
The
was
overhand left, right?
mm-hmm,
I feel like I'm an evil genius with a cat.
probably
Yes.
TSI. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, lost a few
He's
too. Yeah, I mean,
Connor can fight though. Like that, I'll give him that. He does talk a lot of trash, but he can actually back it up. His fighting ability can back it up.
I mean, I know Cerrone like a shell of himself right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is not the same cowboy he was, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
But the way McGregor just, I mean,
took him
owned him.
apart.
Yeah, took him apart piece by piece. Was
And
like,
Connor, the good thing about one of the things I liked about Connor was that he actually wanted to fight, like actually, like you know what I mean. Like he's like, give me a challenge, not somebody I
ooh.
could just run through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till this comment comes up here. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen. Depressed Seal fan, that's a excellent question.
Ooh,
Do you
that's a
think
good question.
Masvidal could actually destroy Connor? Destroy? No.
No.
Beat? Yes.
Well, here's the thing, Connor Masvidal. To me, you correct. So here's my thoughts on Masvidal. He he takes advantage of others' mistakes better than a lot of fighters I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
You'll overextend and he'll punch you in the temple and knock you out faster like this. Like, you know what I mean? He can end a fight that fast. That's what he's good at. You know what I mean? He's not so much a grappler or a jiu-jitsu guy, but like when it comes to like seeing an opening and being able to take it as fast as possible, I don't think there's a lot of people that are as good as he is at that.
Yeah. And Rich, I agree, man. Like on the feet, one of the best. Ground, he was iffy. I mean, he was, but to me, people bought the pay-per-views. Again, this is kind of how we
Because
kind
he
of made
could
our
sell the
list.
fights.
Yes. I mean, people either was rooting for Connor or they wanted to see him fail.
Oh, I wanted to see him get knocked out every time.
Oh, I know. But again, Connor, one of my favorites of all time. You know, I want to see him.
Like when Nate Diaz yoked him out, that was great. Sorry.
How about the second Nate Diaz Connor fight? Yeah, we'll bring up old crap, Bobby.
Like when Nate Diaz choked the life out of Connor and he passed out. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Connor wouldn't have the KO power at 170. I agree. I think Connor's he fought Cowboy Richie. You can correct me on this one, man. Help me out. Did he fight Cowboy like 185? Is that right? Or 175?
175. I think he fought
You
him at.
fought him at 175?
I think he fought him at 175.
Okay.
I think.
Well,
I'm like 95% sure.
I don't know if it'd be better than Usman depressed, but
I don't know because
the lead up to the fight would have been a lot more entertaining because both of them would be jawing back and forth at each other.
I'll tell you this, right? Connor's got to be careful with Masvidal. He can't be cocky and overextend, and because he in some of his fights he's done that. He's been a little over cocky and a little overzealous, and he's taken some risks in some of in a lot of the fights that Connor's fought. But if he fought Masvidal, you got to think twice about doing that because, like I said, one miss and you could be night on the ground.
Right. And just like physique wise, Connor looked better at 170 than he did at 155.
Yeah.
To me, just like he didn't look like real skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like he always does when he had a cut. To me, 170 looks like a better weight for him. But I'm with you, Rich. It's gonna be tough to have that power for sure. Yeah. So what the heck? Oh,
Snoozeman.
Oh, Rich.
Hey, Rich. Like I'll give you that, man. It was slow, but you could tell they came in there with a game plan for Masvidal. You know what I mean? Yeah, and still, dude, they came in there with a game plan for Masvidal, and it was, stay away from standing up with him because he's going to knock you out.
Unfortunately, boring wins fights.
Yeah.
We don't like it as fans, but it wins. Colby Covington and Woodley on the works. That would be a good one. Colby Covington and Tyron Woodley for August.
Nice.
That would be awesome. All right, man. You're number 2.
So I gave Coach a little sneak peek at number 2. My number 2, I am going to jump over to the female division, and my number 2 favorite fighter to watch is Amanda Nunes. I love some female fighters. Like, she's in the Lion. She is just a legitimate badass. Like, there's, and like, it's tough to find. It really is tough to kind of find a weakness with her.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to stand and throw, she'll stand and throw. If you want to take it to the ground and be and stay tied up and see who can point the other one to death on the ground, they can do that. She could do that too. There's the only weak spot on her sometimes is I've noticed in the later rounds she'll tend to take more risks. Like she'll be more risky at the end of the later rounds.
Let me
it's
ask you
almost
this.
like she starts off conservative and gets a little more,
Yeah, like comfortable.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Well, maybe not comfortable, but a little bit more like willing to say, all right, I'm going to throw this big overhand, and if I miss, I miss. But if I connect, I'm going to end the fight.
Let me ask you this question: is she in the top 5 pound for pound, regardless of division, male or female?
Yes. Yep. Simply because her whole game is solid. Everything about it is solid.
I agree.
Yep.
She is in the top 5 or for pound best fighter in the promotion.
And she's low key hot.
Yeah. I'm indifferent on that one. All right. My number 1. And I've kind of said it because I told you this guy was on my list and haven't named him yet. John Bones Jones. I will buy a
Really?
John.
At number 1?
I will buy a John Jones fight, no matter who he's fighting.
Really?
I am a big John Jones fan. I am a really big John Jones fan. I think to me it started when him and Rashad Evans started going back and forth.
Yep.
Then him and Daniel Cormier. Then him and Alexander Gustafsson had some great fights. Him and Smith and Reyes. I mean,
hey, shut up, Rich.
Rich was for like a series. Oh yeah. But yeah, just one of my favorites of all time. And I really do hope that. So, Rich, how do you really feel about this one? Tell us how you really feel about it. Don't hold any punches back.
But when it comes but this is what I mean, dude, think about this, if some of these dudes that had trouble, if some of these dudes could ever screw their head on right, and just be reliable, dude, the matchups that Dana White could make would be stupid good.
Izzy and John Jones. You know
what I mean? They would be stupid good, but unfortunately, Dana can't depend on these guys. It sucks too, because some of those guys that are undependable are some of the best fighters out there.
Yeah, and did you see? It might have been a month ago or so that Izzy and John started kind of going back and forth at each other. You see that, Bobby? John Jones basically told in an interview, Israel Adesanya is scared of me. He's scared.
Oh, yes.
He's scared. He is terrified of me. And Israel came back and said, "No, I'm not. I'm waiting for you to stay out of trouble so we can fight." I mean, but basically call him a dope head.
Yeah, yeah, but
yeah. But they were going back and forth with each other.
Rich, absolutely, man. John Jones is his own worst enemy. Yeah.
Goat revoked. The Astros beat trash cans. I mean, crap. Forgive a guy.
But you know what I mean? It's he is though. And it's really unfortunate because the dude knows how to fight.
Yes, and again, you talk about a star they could promote for a long time when he was young. When he won that title as the youngest ever, Dana White just saw money signs in his eyes because it's a guy. He's young.
But that's what I mean. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, I agree, but I really do think he has his head on straight now.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he realized how stupid he was when he was younger.
Yes, but greed right now is getting in the way of watching us watching him fight because again, wants more money. And I think Dana White doesn't want to pay him because he still has fights left on this deal he signed, 3 or 4 years ago.
Hold on a second. My cat is chewing on my electronics.
Hey, so I mean, Depress, you say John would break Izzy, but it would go to decision.
Oh, I don't know about that. Izzy's pretty tough. Man.
Here's the thing. I never realized how big Izzy was. I didn't realize he was 6'4".
Dude, he's pretty built.
He's big, but he's just skinny. But so is John. Yeah, true.
Let me get my violin.
No, you get the small one out, Bobby. Gotta get the small one out. Gotta get the small one out for Rich. I agree, man. and Pete Rose will never see the Hall of Fame because he cheated.
But see, that's what's
or
so
bet on
disappointing
baseball.
too. Because think about all the good matchups that if Jones was reliable, that Dana would be booking right now.
Oh my! Do you see Izzy Jones with the next 2 years?
I hope.
But Izzy said this. Izzy has said, "I want to take care of the middleweight because I respect the sport.
Yeah.
I don't want the belt to get held up again. And there's too many times in the middleweight division that the belt has gotten held up, and I don't want to do that."
Yeah.
And he said, "I respect the sport too much for that, but I would love to see not for a title, but just give us 5 rounds of Izzy, John Jones, lock him in the cage, and let him
Just let him go.
this.
Let him
Yes.
go and see what happens.
Yes. Yes. I think John has the reach. I think John has the stand up. But I think Izzy's the jiu-jitsu.
Izzy's speed is going to be an absolute issue for Jones.
And the speed. Izzy will be so much faster. Now, would they do? Let me ask you this.
Dude, and see, that's one thing. That was like an Achilles heel for Jones. He's never dealt with speed good. Never.
Well, in the light heavyweights, you really don't see a lot of speed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There
are dudes that are quick, but they're not like. You know what I mean?
What John struggles with a lot was when people don't have that, when he doesn't have the reach advantage.
Yeah, when people can get up close to him.
Like Gustafson is long.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that first fight with Gustafson, I think, went to decision. John won, obviously, but that was the first time he had some adversity just because you had a guy that was also tall and long and could reach.
Brady is the GOAT. Facts.
I'm gonna kick you out of here. I swear. The curse is over your name right now, Bobby.
Hey, Coach, do me a favor and click the duck in the StreamYard logo and see what happens.
No, I know it. I clicked it already before we started. I was curious. It's gonna try to make me buy something. Well, guys, that's it right there for us.
No, I didn't. Did I give my number one?
No, you didn't give me. I'm so sorry. You talk about Brady. I tried to cut you off. Okay, you're number one, Bobby. My fault.
So this is a tie. It's funny how me and you have the same list, just in different order.
Yes, but I want us to play our young guys, Rich. Like I was, me and you've kind of talked about. Play our young guys and let's see what happens.
Wait. Trey's.
Yeah, he's out. He has not prostate. Rich made a video about it. Rich made a video about it. Like 6 hours ago.
That sucks.
Yeah, but the Spurs weren't going to make the playoffs anyway. But I think the Spurs are done. But I also want to see. Let's see our young guys and see what they can do. We got 8 games, and let's just play these young guys for 8 games and see what we got. And if we need to go full sale rebuild, or if we need just to add pieces
piece by piece it.
Yes, exactly. And so I think right now this again an opportunity for our young guys to get more minutes. Let's pray that Popovich will allow our young guys to get more minutes, but he's running out of bodies to throw in there. So he'll have to play young guys.
They ain't gonna get their Rona.
Let's give you number one.
So my number one is a tie, and we've mentioned both of these fighters. It is my number one co-favorite fighters to watch fight, and I am absolutely dropping the money on whatever pay-per-view it is if either one of these guys are fighting. Hopefully they're both fighting on the card because that would be spectacular. And that is Israel Adesanya and Khabib.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Adesanya, the style bender, is a freak of nature. That dude, I've never seen anybody move that fast in an octagon.
Anderson Silva in his prime.
That's
That's
that's a
the only
very
one.
good. That's a
That's the
very
only
good
one.
comparison. That's a
That's
very
the
good comparison.
that's
But
the
you know what I
only
mean?
one.
Like he's Izzy is so fast, so fast.
And I love the Adesanya Silva fight because again, that was kind of
Passing of the torch.
the passing of
The
the
passing
torch.
of the torch. Yeah.
You know, and
Dude, you watch in like 3 years if Izzy continues to get better the way he has, that dude's gonna be a force.
you know, I was watching a video Below the Belt with Brendan Schaub, and they interviewed Israel Adesanya, and like he's like low key, just kind of go with the flow, like
Oh, dude, he's super laid
nothing.
back out of the cage, like super
And
laid back.
what I also love is like he's a nerd. Like he is like the definition of a nerd, and he like
Studies his craft.
well,
Big
no,
time.
not that. I mean like a comic book nerd and a anime nerd, and just like all the real like entertainment geeky stuff like he's into, and like and a lot of stuff I like too. You know, it's like and he embraces it.
So the sports reaction likes him some big dudes that can fight too.
Matt Hughes was awesome. I mean, I think he was like a welterweight, middleweight, if I remember right. Chuck Liddell, yeah. Brock Lesnar, yeah.
Could I throw an honorable mention in there, maybe at like a 10A or a 10B?
Sure.
How about Michael Bisping?
I love watching Dan Henderson knock him out. I watched that video several times today. I cannot stand the count.
Bisping was entertaining though, very. He was entertaining in the cage.
He was a less entertaining Connor. He talks as much
But
crap
he was
as Connor
also
did.
tough as nails though.
He was. You know, I love the Dan Henderson, his first Dan Henderson fight, where Dan Henderson knocked him out, then threw an elbow on him just for like saying "shut up."
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan of Bisping. I wouldn't watch his fights, but
He was entertaining in the cage though.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to know what you want? You want to know? You want to know my theory on why he was so entertaining though. He was hard to knock out.
Yeah.
He was real hard to knock out.
Oh yeah. He
just because of the toughness.
Yeah. Again, kind of one of those international fighters that kind of was able to get on the scene and get noticed. Same. Anytime.
Yes, it was.
Anytime Michael Bisping got choked out or knocked out, I enjoyed it. But I'll say this: he did a awesome job last week on the color commentating.
On calling the fight. Yes, he did. Yeah,
he did.
He was very good.
He did a fantastic job doing that. You know.
Rich, GSP, one of my all-time favorites, dude. I loved watching that dude fight.
But yeah, man, he.
But I think me and you had a good mix of old school and new school because without those pioneer dudes, you know what I mean? Without Anderson Silva, without GSP, without Brock, without those key, without Tito and Chuck. Like, without those dudes, there is no Adesanya. There is no Khabib. There's no Conor. There's no McGregor. Without those guys who built it.
Hell, the sport might have still been on like DVD if it wasn't for those early guys.
Spike TV still at like 11 o'clock at night.
I know. His right eye, really? Did not know that.
Oh, dude, I'd be like popping my eye out and throwing it at people if that was the case. I'd be like, here, hold this.
Yeah, I did not know that. Like I said, I know he did he was tough as nails and just, and the guys, we didn't mention, I enjoyed, like, again, kind of give me my 2A, 2B,
Yeah, go
you
for it.
know, guys like, and I'm going to kind of bunch these two together, Robbie Lawler and Clay Guida,
Yes,
just,
we had talked about them
just
before too.
tough, always coming forward in your face, like just,
No quit. No quit, guys.
it was going to be a war with those two. It was going to be an absolute war when those two got in
I'll
the cage.
throw another honorable mention in there. BJ Penn.
Oh,
BJ Penn is probably an honor. It would be an honorable mention as well.
yeah. Hey, Rich, I agree, man. I 100% agree with that. He brought a lot of that WWE, WCW guys over.
Rich, we talked about that earlier. How the draw factor that Brock Lesnar was.
Yeah, and again, one of Lesnar's. I mean, hell, he's top 3 for me.
Dude, a freak, and like people wanted to see him fight because he was a freak athlete.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
They wanted to see a 260-pound dude move around like he's 180.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's I don't like I said, like you said, man. We had probably 80% of our list was the same, just in different order,
just in different orders.
Yeah, and again,
and it showed. Like, go ahead.
No, you go.
It just shows that you can't the two of us respect the past. It's you have to recognize the dudes that built it to what it is.
Yeah, I mean you, like you said, with no Randy Couture or Chuck Liddell, the UFC is probably bankrupt.
Yeah.
Think
of what that Liddell Ortiz rivalry did.
Oh, I mean, we wouldn't be talking about the UFC. I don't think if it wasn't for those guys, and if it wasn't for Dana White just being that persistent, and I've said it before, that persistent, stubborn Bostonian that wasn't going to take no for an answer.
Yeah,
and
there was a time in the beginning where the only person that believed in him was him.
Yeah.
Nobody thought he could get the UFC where it is today. Nobody did.
And I'll be honest with you, like Rogan, I did not know Rogan was a stand-up comedian. I just thought he was a UFC guy for a long time. I did not know he did stand-up.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But again, that's how but for me, calling fights, I associate calling fights with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was good. Like I said, that freaking
the new generation of fighters now is it's impressive.
Hey, they're here.
It's impressive.
Yeah, and
what some of these guys can do at the sizes that they are. It's impressive.
The featherweight, bantamweight, welterweights, and middleweights are probably the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
The light heavyweights and the heavyweights are not great right now. Oh, I forgot about that. The Fear Factor guy. I did. I forgot he did the reboot of Fear Factor. And what was that TV show he did? News Radio.
News Radio, yeah.
News Radio. That was kind of his first big break. Like I watched some News Radio, but yeah, Rogan, one of my favorites. One of my favorite guys for sure to listen to call fights.
And to listen to Dana talk, he's still just as motivated now as he was back in 04, 06.
Well, we talked about it. If it wasn't for Disney, we would have had Fight Island 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Disney had to tell Dana, hey, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
like you have to chill out real quick. And Dana's like, hey, I got an island. Let's go. Let's go. Let's build this thing.
Yeah, yeah. He was
And
he was he dude. He was ready to go.
yes, Disney had to say, hey, hey, chill. We're writing the check, so we get to decide when this happens. Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, he's
Was he?
yes,
Oh,
he was.
He was. I did not. Okay, never mind.
Yes, he was.
Never mind then. I guess I watched the reboot Fear Factor and thought something else. Okay.
Don't worry, Rich. He's a youngin.
I am young. I do remember the original. I remember watching Fear Factor, but hell, I'm 29, so
But
sue
it's
me.
and you see the thing with the fighters nowadays too. Like the thing with the UFC in general is that like these young fighters that are coming in now, like you can tell they respect the old guard. You know what I mean? Like you could
Yeah.
tell that they have a lot of respect for the guys who, they have a lot of respect for the Randy Couture's, the Chuck Liddells, the Tito, or these guys that help. You could tell like this new breed of these guys that are coming in now and making big names for themselves. You can tell they not only like that. You could tell they study and they love the sport because it's just how they talk how they talk about the old guard. They respect them.
Rich, we call those Rocky Mountain oysters. Rocky Mountain oysters, where I'm from. Well, Bobby, man, thank you again, dude, for hopping on here.
This was good. I
dude.
knew this was going to be good.
We're at an hour and 36 minutes, and it doesn't feel like it.
No.
But again, dude, thank you again so much for coming on and being able to just talk and just kind of hang out. Sports reaction, depressed Steeler fan. Who else? Coach. The coach plays. Karam, Water King. Thank y'all so much, guys, for hopping in here and just kind of just hanging out with us. I do appreciate that, guys. And if you have not haven't subscribed yet, I'm going to start. I'm trying to start kind of pumping some of these things out, and just hit the subscribe button, and
subscribe to my dude.
We're
Drop
gonna
the subscription.
We're going to try to get this thing kind of just slowly building,
rolling.
So, yeah, and again, Bobby, thank you again, dude. Thank you again, man, for hopping on here, man.
No problem, Coach.
Well,
no problem, man.
Well, from the other Coach K and Butch Block and Patriot Talk, we are out of here, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.